This podcast provides a platform for our guests to share their experiences and inspire our listeners to be brave and bold in pursuit of their dreams. As you listen, we invite you to explore how these concepts apply to your own story. You know what to do. Be great and be grateful. We're mic'd up with Mike DiCioccio. All right, we are here with Matt Keeler. Matt, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for having
me. We're
me.
at the Just Dishin studio here, or the headquarters.
The
official.
HQ, yep.
Yeah, the HQ. I got a quick tour, so I'm going to show some of that as we're starting the episode here. Mm-hmm. Anyone who doesn't know Matt, I'm going to read through your bio real quick to kind of bring everybody up to speed. Then I have some questions, a little bit of a framework, and then I want to go through it, man.
Sounds great.
Talk about what you're doing now and how you got to where you're at. It's a really cool story. I've known Matt now for a couple years.
Yeah.
He reached out to me when I started my company, which was cool, and he noticed, I think it was my Instagram videos you kind of commented on.
Yeah, I was intrigued by the name to start, yeah. The
Social
logo
Chameleon?
too. Yep, Social Chameleon, yep.
Well, I appreciated that, and then you gave me a tour over at VSP.
Yeah.
And then Just Dishin was building and growing, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Now we got a
fun
lot to
ride
talk
so
about.
far, yeah. Yeah, we have a lot in store, and I'm excited to share the story.
Matt Keeler is the owner and founder of hockey streetwear brand Just Dishin. He graduated from St. John Fisher College in 2016 with a bachelor's degree in business management, currently residing in Buffalo. Keeler's interests include fashion design, all forms of artwork, and any music that's played by Benyhana. So shout out to Ben.
Shout out to Benyhana, yep.
Ben is it 1/3, or do you guys have the Four Horsemen? How many guys are behind Just Dishin?
We have 4 total right now. So it's myself, Ben, Nick Cavarella, and David Hopfer, who's in school right now at SUNY Canton. So
awesome.
That's a 4-headed horseman, yep. Yep.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to the other guys that couldn't be here tonight, but Nick is a phenomenal videographer.
He is.
Just over the last year, seeing him
our
get
brand
into
is really cool and unique like that because all 4 of us kind of bring a different element and skill to the table. Nick with his video skills, Ben with his music production, so they're able to intertwine and work together in that regard. And then David, who's a master and a whiz with Facebook ads and anything like sales related with marketing. So he's been huge to bring on as well. Our team is what powers the brand, and I'm excited to tell you a little more about it.
Cool. So I love the gear. I mean, again, thank you for giving me the behind the scenes on that. I'm going to pick up a couple things before I leave tonight. Sure. I love the gear, love the energy that you guys have built around the brand in such a short time. But let's start with the name, Just Dishin. Where did that come from, and how did you guys decide on a brand name?
Yeah, so this was back in 2012. Ben and I would kind of just play around with the idea. The brand Just Dishin, the name actually is only 2 years old. So we used to be called Just Dangle. So that was a little more fun, a little more playful. We ran into some issues when we went to get an international trademark. There's a company up north that had our company... the trademark Just Dangle was an international trademark owned by them. So when we went to go get that and apply for it, we ran into some issues in that.
Sure.
So they came at us and said we could either give them a 20% royalty to keep the name, or we could just change the name overall in general.
Yeah.
And at the time, we had the JDH logo trademarked already. Mm-hmm. So we thought it just made sense to change the D out, do a little press release that Ben put together, and switch it from there. So
do you guys see this logo? How sharp that is! Like, just check that out. It's got the hockey stick in there, the blue and gold. I mean, there's different variations of it. Blue and gold, obviously, for the Buffalo Sabres, hometown Sabres. And there's so many different, like you have different styles. I noticed. Some of them are like straight up the blue and gold concept. Right, others are more winter gear. There's the tiger pattern that I really like. So, I noticed that you had a really cool fashion sense behind the brand. It wasn't simply a couple guys who like hockey that want to throw their logo on some gear and sell it. There is thought out, planned out branding happening, and then the fashion behind it. So that leads me into the next part. Is this something that you had in mind for years, or was it kind of the love of hockey first that came, and then you got more into fashion? So what kind of came, the chicken and the egg?
Mm-hmm. I think the love for hockey was what started it all. That's like the root of what our brand was founded on, pretty much. And just going off that, I think there's different elements that we all bring as far as like our love and our passions. Ben with music, me with artwork, and just combining those into a brand. There's different elements that make up the Just Dishin company as a whole. So I think the brand is founded on hockey and our love for the game, but we all bring a different element that is all incorporated to different products that we release. So
it's funny you just said love for the game. That's literally in my next question here. So tell our audience about your love for the game. When did you start playing hockey? I did a little bit of research. I mean, we've been kind of hanging out for a couple of years. From afar, I've been admiring what you guys are building with Just Dishin.
Yeah.
But I did a little bit of homework to kind of see where you guys, and I didn't know about the Just Dangle thing. That's news to me. And so I kind of saw the branding, turn into what it is today.
Evolve,
but while I'm watching that evolve, I also noticed you've been playing hockey for a long time. I mean, so were you like the 3-year-old on ice?
Yeah, I started when I was 4. I had my first pair of skates when I was 4 years old. So I used to cry. I couldn't skate for like 2 years. I still can't skate that great. But no, I used to. My dad put skates on me when I was 4 years old. Kind of never looked back from there. When I was a freshman,
did your dad play hockey too?
He didn't play.
Oh.
No, none of my family played. My cousin and my uncle played. So I think that's how I got into it at first. But my high school I went to originally didn't have a hockey team, so I transferred to Notre Dame High School when I was a sophomore and played there for 3 years. And we used to practice before school, so it was a 6 a.m. start.
Wow. And they're well known for their hockey program.
Yeah, my dad went there, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, yep.
He had the inside scoop.
Yep. Yeah, he knew. Yep.
Then from there you went to.
From there I went to St. John Fisher.
St. John Fisher. I'm sorry.
In Rochester. Yep.
Rochester. Okay, cool. And so you continued to play there, and then
played there for 4 years too.
Yeah.
Club hockey, D3. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Nick plays as well.
Nick played at Daniel Webster College, and then he played for the Junior Cyclones, and I think they're in New Hampshire or New England area. So, yep.
Yeah. So when you guys, you originated the idea. You came up with
Ben and myself.
JDH. Ben
we
back
both did. Yep.
A handful of years ago.
Yep. Way back when.
What was the initial big picture? And I want you to tell the story for anybody right now. You maybe it's an entrepreneur or you're a budding entrepreneur. You have an idea.
Yeah.
So if I'm speaking to you right now, you have this idea. Maybe you're driving in your car and you're like trying to mull through. How do you actually put something on paper and then go out and do it?
Yeah.
So we want to speak to that person, but also someone who maybe is currently successful and they're looking to get it going on social media, because you've done both. You started. Now you have over 14,000 followers on Instagram in a very short window, which is tough to do. So congrats on that.
Yeah,
I know you're not even close. Like I mentioned it to you the other day. You're like, yeah, but we're not even close to our end game.
Long-term goals, yeah.
So I want to talk about that. Big picture, Just Dishin Hockey. You and Ben put this together a couple years ago. Where did you envision it, and how do you see you getting there?
Yeah, well, I think every business is built on the idea of having a passion. So if you're looking to build a business, I think, look inside your soul and your heart and then just find what really motivates you and drives you, because that's going to allow you to, understand what you're good at, understand what you love to do. And when you understand that, I don't think you're ever going to really work a day in your life. And going off that, me and Ben and Nick too, we all share love for hockey. We all share love, for different elements we bring to the game. Everybody's their own unique player. We all have different skill sets, and I think we all bring a different trait to the table that helps form that brand.
Right. So it's like almost like a superhero team where you got someone's the brains, someone's someone's Cyclops.
Exactly.
So you mentioned Ben is kind of the musician or brings that art form. Nick is a video artist. Creates the content. Right. You started the brand, and you have the fashion background where you're more interested in designing and things like that. So you all use your strengths, which I think is important to tell the audience, because something I feel we get kind of beat into us is if you have a weakness as a child in school, that's what the report card is going to have.
Right.
The handwritten note is the weakness.
Yeah.
Strengths, it's like 80, 85, 90, 95. It kind of is like they're doing pretty darn good. We're not going to talk much about it, but he's not doing X.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So, but But what you're doing is what I've found a lot of business people do that get to a high level is they find out what they're great at. Gary Vaynerchuk says this all the time. Yeah. Find out what you're great at and what you love to do. Connect those, which you just mentioned you did, and then take that strength and turn it into something massive.
Yeah.
And you guys all have those unique strengths.
Yeah, I think owning a business too, you understand what you're good at, and more importantly, you understand what you're bad at and have to improve on. So there's so many different elements to a brand, whether it be social media or whether it be design or just a long-term vision in general. So I know one thing for me, like, it's helped my personal growth so much, and it's helped me, be better in my day job and be better in relationships and just like that. I think, owning a business and starting a brand just helps you develop your, like, personal characteristics so much, because you're learning so much about customer service, marketing, apparel design. I could create 50 shirts and maybe 48 of them don't sell. So it's like I understand my audience and what we're trying to accomplish as a vision for the brand,
Yeah, sometimes I've found this too. This goes with art, really. What the artist is most interested in, and as a musician too, I play/have played the drums. I don't play as much as I'd like to, but in the past I played. So sometimes it's like, as a band, our favorite song, the one that we expected everyone to love, if they didn't love it, we were kind of like taken aback, like, wow, how they didn't. So you have this great T-shirt design, and you would love to wear it, but it might not be the popular choice. Yep. So you can't get hung up on it, right? You got to keep moving forward, and then moving. Maybe try to bring it back a second time, and then if it doesn't work out.
And a lot of it is too, if it doesn't sound as something you're really passionate and you like, then who really cares? If our brand is evolving more into streetwear and culture, and we're coming up with our own designs and we're implementing that more. And we're finding more people really rock with us for that reason. With that being said, and it's really cool. People.
You're not looking to be the popular choice.
Yeah, we're not. We're creating our own wave, and people that enjoy that and like it really rock with our brand. So it's cool.
It's awesome. I mean, summertime we got together. The four of us went to the Bison's game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And we got to talk a little bit about what you guys were working on in the summer line that was coming out. And these sunglasses. Is there a pair nearby? There's not, but I'm going home tonight with a pair. I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. These sunglasses are probably the coolest thing that I've seen.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
And you wouldn't think, like, okay, we got this hockey brand, but we're going to come up with these really cool sunglasses, right?
Yep.
So that's the kind of thing I notice you guys doing. You have nice jackets for the winter time.
Yeah.
You got joggers that are team colored, and there's like the Chicago line, the red and black look. So you guys really are doing, it's not just one particular item. It's T-shirts.
Yeah, a little bit of everything,
A little bit of everything. So talk a little bit about us. Can you tell us about the winter line? Is that out yet?
The winter line, we will have hoodies coming out next week. So those will be really, really, really cool. Those would be a lot of people we've showed already. They're their favorite product so far we've ever released. So those will be really neat. They're these ones right here. So.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So right now we're recording this on Cyber Monday, right? So I know it's not going to come out until. Right now, the game plan is to have this launch on December 23rd.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So I know it's kind of a late for Christmas purchase, but what we can do is tonight we'll do like a social media blast. And is there any something like a promo code, a Cyber Monday deal? Is it something, I don't want to put you on the spot, but that they can maybe use leading up to Christmas? Anything that's going on?
Yeah, we have 40% off on almost everything right now on the website. So pretty much everything's going 40% off for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and we're kind of bundling those together. But if you're listening to this before Christmas, hope you guys have a great Christmas and a happy holiday.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah, but if anybody's interested, when we put this out on Cyber Monday and wants to get stuff before Christmas, we make sure every delivery is on time and so you can get them wrapped up in the stock.
What does it usually take just to set the proper expectation? So this, again, won't be officially out until December 23rd when it'll be on Apple Podcasts and Google and everything.
Cool.
So that's going to be way too late to get it before Christmas morning. So what does that look like if somebody wanted to get a gift for somebody right now?
I think it just depends on location, understanding our customers, like where people are ordering from most, and just reaching out to people and saying, hey, we know you guys want to get this by Christmas. We know you live in California and it's 3 days before. So it's pretty much just working with the customer if they want to send a priority mail. So it's a busy time for us around here during Christmas, packing up holiday orders, and especially when these hoodies drop too, I think they're going to fly. So we're looking forward to getting those out to people, and they're going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that. So what would you say the coolest story for yourself, or maybe it's a situation, since you launched JDH? Like, what you guys have met some local celebrities that play both. I know you met Josh Allen for the Bills and a few Sabres as well. I've seen Sabres wearing your gear, a couple of them, right?
Yeah.
So but I don't want to speak for you. What would you say the coolest moment was for you since starting your brand?
I think the coolest moment just continues all the time. Like when we host pop-ups, it's so cool to see like how many young and like devoted and loyal fans like come to our pop-ups just to hang out with us.
Yeah.
Like we have a couple that just like to come and just their parents will drop them off and they'll just hang out with us for like 8 hours.
They admire what you're doing.
Yeah, they're just that's why we started our ambassador program too. Is just we had so many people that wanted to be more involved and kind of get that behind the scenes look. So it was a way for us to interact with them more and invite them to like exclusive releases and stuff like that. So I think the biggest thing is just being able to interact with people, that really appreciate our brand, our style, our flavor.
Right.
And just being able to hang out with them, talk about the Sabres, talk about different products they want to see.
There's that common ground.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, and you guys are now, as you build the brand, you're more well-known.
Yeah.
You're doing, your content, again, shout out to Nick, but I know it's a collective effort to get that out. And you guys, the company, check it out. So usually I do this at the end. We'll do it again at the end, but if someone is listening and they want to check out your Instagram handle, it's at Just Dishin, right?
Yeah, we're at Just Dishin for just about everything.
Everything.
Twitter, Facebook, we got Snapchat, Nick's on the TikTok, YouTube, JDH TV.
It's consistent, though. It's not like, you guys have consistent content coming out with new gear and new promos, so keep an eye on it. This is something I also mentioned in my my episode and interview with both Del Reed and also Kate Glazier. They're both obviously Buffalonians, true and true. Del has 26 shirts, which is a cool Buffalo company.
Awesome.
You guys, and I see some similarities in what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
What would you say makes a city of Buffalo special? Like in your opinion, what is it? Because there's something that's connected to our sports teams.
Yeah.
And being proud of that. So what would you say makes Buffalo different or special?
I think Buffalo just gives you that hometown feel in a city atmosphere almost. It's like people are so connected and people are so prideful to be from Buffalo. I think that's really the coolest thing. It's like when people watch Bills games, it's almost like people are all watching them together. You can jump on Twitter and people are live tweeting or just like Instagram Live, just stuff like that. It's almost like a community feel. Yeah, it is. I think that's the coolest
I always
part.
check Twitter when something big happens
during
a game.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I'll just see how Buffalo reacted to that.
Honestly,
like the trick play. I check Twitter right away. I'm like,
think about it. Like,
I want to see what people think about this on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there's been like a chain of events since Thursday night, like that big win against Dallas, and then we get the Sunday night game, and then the Patriots lose. So it's like cool to see everybody like rally behind all that. There's an energy for sure. Yeah, it's cool.
And the Sabres started really hot this season. I know it's a little bit of a sore subject right now, but I looked at the calendar, and they're only like a third of the way in.
No, it's not over.
They have like 55 games left at this point.
82 games in the hockey season. Right. There's going to be ups and downs, and I think they're just going through a low right now.
Yeah.
I really trust in Ralph Krueger and what he's got behind the bench. I think he's going to be able to pull the guys out of it.
What do you think they, talk about hockey, and I know you've been playing your whole life, so I know you're kind of a trusted advisor in the hockey realm. What would you attribute that to? Krueger seemed like he really had the guys playing at a higher level, and they're kind of, they had that slip up.
Yeah,
they might be on coming up again.
Yeah, well, their power play was really clicking.
Power play,
the power play was at like 45%, which is like unreal. You're not gonna keep that type of consistency throughout the whole year. But I think power play is
like third down conversion in football.
Right.
Like if that's really high, you're gonna have
playing really good in the red zone, right? Yeah. So same type of thing. One thing I've experienced through hockey is you want to peak at the right moment. Like, you want to be playing your best hockey towards the end of the year, like January, February, It's good to play hockey good that time of year because your team's going to go through ups and downs, but you really want to play good in like April, when your team's coming together, and that's when you want to make a deep run in playoffs, So I think
they're not that far out of it now, right?
The team is so young. Yeah, no, they're just about 500.
Yeah.
I think they're a couple points behind the Leafs, who aren't playing that well either. But there's an energy there. You want to see them make a move, maybe get a trade going, just for a spark. But I don't think they're out of it by any means. It's a long season, and they're still fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to them bringing it back up.
Awesome. Yeah. And I've seen you go into the games.
Yeah.
The home
try
games
to go as many games as we can. Yeah.
And I saw a Just Dishin the flag, right?
Oh yeah, the flags. The
Eichel.
creation flag.
Yeah, the creation flag. Yep. Is that a regular item that people can get?
Yeah, we have that online. It's sold out right now, so we're restocking it before Christmas.
Twitter, I think, or Instagram had a picture of it.
Yeah, their Instagram put it up. That was really cool. Just going back on some of the coolest things. That was definitely one of the coolest things so far. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That was awesome.
Do any players, have you noticed like a particular player embracing it more that you want to give a shout out to? I know they have to wear kind of team logos, right?
Yeah, the team logos are a little tricky, branding. But we try and build relationships with players, just get them custom gear and stuff like that. So we have some stuff we're working on right now for Jack. We haven't released these yet.
Oh, these are cool.
Yeah, so we'll be coming out with these.
You got the 9s on them.
Yep. So that'll be a
very cool
special gift. But
another local player. I'm a big football guy. I love the Sabres too, of course. But Micah Hyde had a home run derby contest.
Yeah.
Right? And guys, if you're a Buffalonian, you've probably seen the news cover this. It was really cool. He had
it was a charity softball.
Softball game is what it was. And a particular player ended up winning the home run derby, crushing a beer in front and throwing it, just had that moment, right?
Yeah, it was
Happens
cool.
to be Josh Allen. But Micah Hyde, how did you guys get connected with him? And then it was cool that he chose you guys to create the jerseys. I'll let you tell the story. But how did that all come about?
Oh, just a little bit of networking. We had a company reach out to us that wanted us to design the jerseys. So we kind of designed it. We sent it over to their agency, got over to Micah. He was a big fan of it. And it kind of snowballed from there. Micah reached out to us, expressed how excited he was for us to do the jerseys, and that was really cool. We went back and forth with the agency a little bit, and we were able to get a few on-field passes, so we had some great content during the day. It was a lot of fun. Got a lot of photos. We were able to talk about the players. Rachel Bush was there.
Jordan Poyer, right?
From Jordan Poyer, yep. So there were quite a few celebrities there.
She has like a follower or two on Instagram.
Yeah, she's got a few. Almost 1 million, probably, right?
So that was just a huge moment for you guys.
Yeah, it was great. It was
your
huge
brand
for
in front of the Buffalo crowd.
Yeah, the city, the news, every news station was there. It was really cool just to see the brand kind of blasted all over.
Capaccio, local celebrity on WGR.
It was
He
cool.
had Capaccio, and I think 550 was his number.
Yeah, a lot of people reached out to us when we were producing them and wanted to get custom ones. So that was really cool. But yeah, Micah did a great job putting that whole event together. It was all for charity. We were a little afraid of the rain. There was like a 90% chance of showers that day, and the sun cleared up, and it ended up being a great
beautiful day.
Yeah, it was perfect for it. So
I wish I could go back in the DeLorean and go back to that day. I would have been there. I don't know how.
He just announced the one for next year, so
it's coming back. You think you guys will work together?
I think so.
There's a good chance.
Yeah, safe to say.
This just clicked right here. So there's entrepreneurs listening to this. Again, it's not only for business owners or entrepreneurs, but there's probably someone in the audience, hopefully many people in the audience, who have company events, charity events, maybe in the summer or springtime. It's a charity softball event. So if I'm the CEO or owner of company XYZ, right, and I have a team that gets together and has a fun softball event, are you guys able or willing to take on a project like that? And if so, that's really cool. How would someone contact you or go about setting that up? Because right now, if somebody's listening, they might be like, ooh, I would love to have jerseys made by JDH.
Of course.
How do we do it?
Yeah, we love to work with local organizations, local companies, brands. So if anybody has any interest, you can just reach out on our website. We have a contact page. If you want to email us directly, it's info@justdishinhockey.com. We reply back to you pretty quick. So we're pretty active on our social media too. So if you guys want to tweet at us or hit us up on Instagram, we'd love to work with anybody, especially local. It's going back to what you said about the community and just being Buffalo as a whole. So that's something we really pride ourselves on.
Yeah, a lot of people support it, share it.
Exactly.
Maybe they're not the one that is looking for it for them, but they would
could
see
be somebody else
the products and be like, hey, you know, I know you have your company event.
Yep.
You should meet up with Matt or connect with him, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I noticed that you guys are still playing, at least as recent as last winter. I saw you guys on the ice over near Canal Side.
Yeah.
Had a little pickup game, I think, going.
Yeah, we played out there, and we just played in the 11-day power play, too.
Okay.
So that was
Did that just happen?
That was a few months ago. Yeah,
okay.
That was
the
in March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they break the record again?
Yeah, they broke the record again.
Tell people, maybe if they're not familiar, what's the 11-day power play?
The 11-day power play started as an 11-day. It was a Guinness World Record. They had over 40 people that played hockey for 11 days straight down at the Harbor Center.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a huge event that raised money for charity. I think they raised over $1 million.
The game did not pause for 11.
Played 11 days straight. Yeah.
So if the shift, someone came in, there's always 5 people on the ice.
I think there were 44 guys, and they couldn't even leave the rink. So they had to sleep there. They had to shower.
Slept like in the bleachers.
Yeah, they couldn't leave in order to break the record. So.
Oh, they would consider that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had to stay there for 11 hours straight.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you got to participate in that.
Yep.
And again, I've seen you guys have kind of pickup games amongst yourself.
Yeah.
So if someone's listening to this and maybe, you know, they're not in high school, so they're not playing high school or college, but they're still interested in playing locally, what would you suggest? Where can they go to practice, or what's kind of open skate look like?
Yeah, well, I've always played before school or before work, so that's kind of in my blood. So we play on Wednesday mornings at the Harbor Center at 7 a.m.
Okay.
It's just like a pickup skate, so if anybody's out there watching this and they want to get some reps in.
He's scouting right here.
Yeah, come out Harbor Center, 7 a.m. We always need numbers, and if you're a goalie, you play for free. So, yeah,
that's
a lot
great.
of fun,
yeah. Once you find a good goalie, they're not going anywhere, right?
Yep.
They get free lunch, free dinner, maybe a drink later on the town.
Free coffee, all that.
What is your favorite JDH product? Something that you put out there and you just felt so proud about it that you're like, man, I'm realizing.
I think it's these hoodies that we haven't released yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited to release these.
I can see them right here, guys, but I can't tell you what they look like. They are right here, though.
Yeah, I think just based on a lot of times I'll just draft designs and send them over to friends and just ambassadors just to get a feel and see what they think. And these have by far been the most well received, and just getting a sample of them, the quality was super pure, and we're excited to release them. So yeah, I'd say these hoodies for sure are probably my most anticipated design yet. Looking back, trying to think, we've done a couple cool shirts in the past. The Creation shirt was pretty cool. The Creation flag, sunglasses are pretty neat too. Yeah, those are sharp. They're polarized, wood lens, wood carved. So. Just
wood carved, handcrafted sunglasses.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, and they just, when you see them, they look like $400 sunglasses.
Yeah, they're nice.
You know,
they're nice.
They're really
quality
sharp.
Is key.
Talking about favorite, we said favorite product. You mentioned ambassadors a couple times.
Yep.
So is that similar to like an influencer on social media, or
so
how does someone sign up for that?
Our ambassadors, you can go right on our website. We have a tab on there, and you can just put a couple sentences about yourself, maybe your Instagram handle, why you love the game, why you want to be involved. We'll get back to you super quick. It's pretty much just a way for people to see a more behind-the-scenes look at our brand. You're on a VIP exclusive email list, and you get a 10% off code right off the bat, which is with your last name. And then if you use that code 3 times, we have different levels and tiers of our ambassadorship. So if you use it 3 times, you get a couple free pieces of merch. If you use it 5 times, I think you get a custom piece of merch with your name on it. And then if you get over 10 sales, I think you can start making commission. So we have a few different incentives for our ambassadors. It's been really cool to connect with different people from whether they're not in Buffalo, if they're all, across the country, even in Canada too. So it's been cool to connect with them and interact and see when people are coming to the city and want to come to hang out with us at our events. So yeah, it's neat.
Really, really cool to see where this is going, how far you've come. But again, want to talk about, you wake up one day, right? And I know that this isn't how it went down because we've talked a little bit prior to this, but this has been an idea that you've had, very calculated. You wanted to do it. You figured out how to do it. You made it happen. You brought your friends together, and you used their strengths. So again, talking to the audience, tell us, maybe about some of the adversity in the beginning of starting a business. You probably or let me just ask you straight up, did you have times when things weren't clicking and it's easy to say, like, man, we can just pack it in right now, but we're not going to?
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk about overcoming adversity, and maybe even like in the beginning when you said you wanted to have a fashion brand. How was that embraced through family?
Yeah.
Or was it something that you felt like you had to explain yourself a little bit to get to where you're at?
Adversity. There's been so much adversity, especially owning a business. Like, your ups and downs every day. I try and keep a level head, try not to get too high or too low, and just stay balanced. But I've got more.
Business is like a sport, man.
Yeah, it is, honestly. I've gotten more C&Ds that I can count on one hand. Just going over that, like, I mean, we go through ups and downs every day, whether it be, product malfunctions or our quality's not up to the level that we want it to be.
Those are X factors out of your control.
There's so many variables that are out of your control, but you try and have as much control over them as you can. There's so many different things. Your friends, especially starting a brand in college too, I think the biggest thing in college you learn is how to manage your time, and especially with running a brand too. It kind of forced me to work on that and also work on how I'm going to study at the same time, because obviously I just wanted to design and work on product stuff and do orders all day and do all that with the social media. But I think founding a brand in college has been one of the biggest things for me, and it's
how
been
old
a
were
huge
you when you
plus
started
so far.
You were
I was a junior in high school, so I was just getting it started in high school.
So
and then,
17 years old?
Yeah, I was about 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I didn't catch that. I thought maybe I thought you were even at 22 years old. I thought you started it.
Yeah,
so 17.
2012.
I mean, that's really incredible that you did that. You still focused. You got through school. You were playing hockey, which so you're doing that plus studying plus working on the brand.
Yeah.
And you're where you're at now. So
Yeah,
I don't know if you've ever taken a deep breath moment, reflect on that, but right there, man, that's a proud moment right there. So talk a little hockey with us for a minute, and then I want to kind of wrap up and give a kind of a message to the audience at the end. So talk favorite products, talk favorite moment. Who's your favorite hockey player of all time?
My favorite player of all time? That's a tricky one.
Is it something that
I used to be a goalie, actually. So growing up, I was a huge Martin Brodeur fan. I was a huge Devils fan.
Okay.
I always looked up to him. I had a custom Devils jersey. It was number 30 with my name on the back, so that was cool.
As a Sabres fan, that's tough because, there's a lot of tough matchups against Brodeur.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't break too much.
No, no.
What about number 39 in that? Did you enjoy watching him?
Yeah, he was huge.
Dominator?
Too, the Dominator, yep. I'm trying to think, though, as far as forward. Let's see.
Yeah.
I was always a big fan of the speed. I loved Benyhana. I love guys like Briere that could just, like, bust down the wing and just drive the net really hard. Hockey was so different back then, I feel like. It was more aggressive. I feel like guys just got in each other's faces a little bit more. The game is so quick now. Not that I don't love the game now. It's just played so differently with the speed factor, and
it's more of a finesse game.
It is a finesse game. Yeah. All these skill guys. You see guys like back then there were fourth liners that just had a role like fighting like Rob Bray, but you have fourth liners now that are expected to score goals. It's just so different.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, but I love watching Eichel and Dahlin. I think those two are going to really blossom into their own, and you can see it already. So it's really been cool to watch.
Yeah, Eichel definitely has the finesse.
He does.
He's a grinder too, though.
Oh, he is.
He's a tough kid.
Yeah, you got to fight a couple nights ago. Yep. So it's cool.
I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
So outside of hockey and apparel, what are some of your passions? Tell us about your mindset that has allowed you to achieve your current level of success. So something that you can say, you didn't get here by accident. You've really been putting in the work. But what would you say is kind of the X factor or a trait that you're looking to continue to sharpen over the next few years?
Yeah, I think one thing is just when you're owning a business, I'm sure you know this too, it's just you're always on the clock. It's not a 9 to 5 where you get home and you can shut everything down. Yeah. Like I have suppliers overseas where when I'm getting ready for bed, it's like they're just waking up. So it's like my only time to communicate with them sometimes. I think that's one big thing. Another thing probably would be just having like a strong work ethic, being able to work hard, go the extra mile. When we were working on these jerseys for Micah Hyde, it was a huge rush. They came to us like 3 weeks before the event. We had almost no time to get it done. I was really nervous we weren't going to have them in time, and even if we did have them, we didn't. It wasn't guaranteed they were going to be perfect, right?
Yeah, you were telling me about that when we hung out at the ball game.
Kind of crazy, but everything worked out great. And but I think going off that too, just not getting too high or too low. You're going to have challenges. You're going to have really great days, but just trying to stay balanced and stay even keeled. I think that's something I try and bring to the table. Whether I'm being a leader for my friends and my business, and just applying it to my own personal life too. So
very good, man. Appreciate that. That is good. Like you talk about the sports analogy, cornerback gets burned on a play, and if they think about it all night, they're gonna give up 150 yards, right?
Yep.
They got to go back in there and pretend, whether it's pretend it didn't happen or just don't even think about it. You have to figure out how you're gonna. Short memory, right?
Yep.
So maybe one more thing, and then we'll kind of go into talk about your social and the website again, and I'll put your social on the screen here for everybody as well. But if you can give one message to our audience, and my show mission is to help inspire our listeners to be brave and bold in pursuit of their dreams. So one message, if there's something that you maybe wish at 17 someone told you, what does Matt Keeler in 2019 tell that 17-year-old?
I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to doubt you and and give you second thoughts on what you're doing. I think you have to stay focused on your vision and your long-term, plan for the business, and really don't let that steer your thoughts or like what you really think you're really passionate about. There's going to be so many people along the road that don't believe in you or don't support you. I think you really have to tone that out and put people around you that really support you and understand what your vision is. I think that'll bring you a long way. That's one thing for me I've always tried to do is just build my support system with people that are like-minded, like yourself, like hardworking entrepreneurs, people that have a vision for themselves, not only now, but down the road and where they want to see themselves in a few years. So I would say just keeping that mindset and just understanding your own worth and your long-term vision for everything. So
you got a strong group around you. Nick, Ben, and
for sure,
and help
David
me out.
too.
David, I haven't met David, so that's
you
that's
will
the next
eventually.
guy. Yeah. I'd love to have you on again, and we can get the full crew.
Of course.
So I'm putting it on the air, quote unquote, on the air, because I do want to hold myself accountable to that. I'd love to have the whole crew on because you guys, again, you have all different personalities.
Yeah, for sure.
And it would be a lot of fun. It's tough to get the microphone around to 5 guys, but we'll make it happen. Good. So, anything else that you'd like to share before we wrap up? Did I miss anything here?
I'm trying to think. I'm not really sure. If there's anybody watching this that wants to reach out to me personally or anybody in the brand, I really advise you do so. We'd love to hear from anybody that has any questions. Just wants to know more about the brand. We'd love to connect and learn more.
What about from like a mentorship standpoint? If someone's like, "Man, I think I want to start a brand. I don't even know what to do." What's the first thing? I'd
love to hear anybody's ideas or thoughts. No idea is too crazy in my opinion. So I'd love to shed some light on my own experiences, whether it be trademarks or you have a design you want to put on a t-shirt, not sure how to do it. I'd love to shed some light on anybody that has any questions or has anything in that regard. So
awesome. Again, so the website is Just Dishin.
Just Dishin.com.
DISHIN.com.
Yep.
And same with social. So
at Just Dishin everywhere. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate your time. This is a lot of fun. We're gonna have to watch. We'll watch a couple games together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully, in the next coming weeks, as the football season wraps up, we're talking about playoff football right now. It's December 2nd.
Oh, yeah.
That feels good to say.
Yep. Yeah, the Bills got a big game.
They're 9-3 right now as we record this. It'll be December 23rd when it comes out. So who knows where we're at? But we'll have that Sunday nighter.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
TV.
Yeah.
I have to say it. I feel we had our best all around win on national TV on Thanksgiving. Yeah. Here's a cool thing. I'm going to throw this in before we end. That was the Bills-Cowboys Thursday night game on Thanksgiving was the most viewed football game, regular season football game in 3 years.
That's crazy.
Of any regular season game.
That's crazy. There's so many people.
Do you think people in Buffalo love to tune in for their team?
Oh my God! Yeah,
and on top of that, it was the most viewed game on Thanksgiving. What was it, 25 or 27 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 27 years.
And the Bills haven't been in it in 25
I know,
years.
It's crazy. So many people have never gotten to watch the Bills in, like, the past 10 years. And that was, like, their first impression of the Bills in a long time. And that was so cool to see. Like, nobody knew about Josh Allen or, you know, people probably didn't even know we had Frank Gore or guys like John Brown. It was just really cool for people to get that first taste of them, you know.
There's certain teams that are going to, you know, based on their standings, of course, are going to be more popular choices to go with. And the Bills, you know, they haven't been there with the win in the win column. So now it's nice to see that respect, obviously. But it is crazy to think that there's 32 teams, yet one of them in 25 years hasn't had a chance at a Thanksgiving game. And then when they do, they blow up the. So maybe they'll, you know, because what at the end of the day, the NFL, what are they looking to do? Make some money. So if they see the ratings are there, maybe we're going to start to see it.
I hope so.
2 days later, we got the flex on Sunday night.
When's that Patriots game? That's going to be a big game. Is that before December 23rd? It's got to be.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's got to be.
So we have.
By the time people are watching, it's going to be big.
The big game against the Ravens coming up. Then I believe it's the Steelers.
And the Patriots.
And so then the Patriots. So it's going to be pretty close to Christmas. And then last game of the season is the Jets. And they're actually playing better now too. So that I feel like every game is winnable, and I feel like every game is going to be tough too. It's not like they're guaranteed 2 wins out of the 4 games.
No, absolutely.
It's a lot of fun. Buffalo right now is buzzing, man. Yeah, Buffalo is buzzing because of people like Matt Keeler right here. So thank you guys for tuning in. Pleasure, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy New Year, guys. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey guys, as always, a huge thank you for tuning in, for being part of my journey. Together we can make a positive impact in the world. Here are a few of my favorite takeaways from Matt's message. Utilize your unique skill sets. Lead with your strengths. They're your secret weapon. In business, people want to hire you for what you're great at, not the fact that you have a handle on your weaknesses. Dive in and lead with your unique skills. They are your greatest asset. Matt talks about Just Dishin creating its own wave and not following other trends. What a great message. This applies in business and personally as well. A phrase that I created years ago, lead the follower, and Matt and his team are a great example of that in their streetwear brand, Just Dishin. Matt talks about being level-headed and not letting his emotions get him too high or too low. He shakes off a bad moment, and he does not let that turn into a bad day or a bad week. And he builds a support team around him, people who are like-minded and share in your massive goals and your vision, and they support you opposed to drag you down. Think about a mastermind group. It's a perfect example of getting around other like-minded people that are going to help bring you up, that you can also turn around and bring them up as well. Lastly, Matt hit home on understanding your worth and long-term vision. Again, live in the moment, but it's important to also have a long-term vision in sight as well. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to everyone who's been sending me feedback. Appreciate the reviews on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and the messages that have been coming in as well on social media. I love you guys. Thank you for making this journey as much fun as it's been. I appreciate you, and thank you for helping spread the love. You can check out more show notes and information at mikeduppodcast.com. That's MIKED uppodcast.com, powered by Social Chameleon. You know what to do. Be great and be grateful.